How's it going, Pisces? Thank you so much for checking out my channel here, Reflexive Moon Tarot. I'm Sarah, and we are doing readings for the full moon in Virgo. So, channeling grounding energy that is rooted in a mindset that is paying attention to detail, very analytical, and also communication. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which is all about the element of communication. Words. Okay, so Pisces. The thing with Virgo energy too, when you relate it to the tarot, there's the Hermit card. So Virgo is able to sort of, through acts of restraint and solitude, lead the way and light the way for others. So very much a natural leader in that aspect. When it comes to like how difficult it is to restrain and to be disciplined. Think about that Saturnian type of energy. Okay. We have the Death card for you. Okay, so Scorpio vibes for Pisces. Something's going to come to an end, but that is not a bad thing. And death does not very often does not indicate the death of an individual or loved one. It really is a death of like a period of renewal, the ending of a cycle. Kind of like the world, or the Wheel of Fortune. No, the world, but not. Right? Like the end of a day brings the beginning of a new one. That type of vibe. We have the Magician. So, clearing out old intentions, dusting off your sacred space to make it fresh and set some new intentions. This is also renewing your capacity for understanding the nature and dynamics of all the elements and how they influence the ways in which we set our intentions and how we can utilize them to effectively set our intentions. Like the fiery energy being about goals and actualizing them. The watery energy being about emotions, how to name and express and process them. The mindset that you require in order to do that as well. And to learn and grow and to learn and grow and approach things with logic and reason and virtue, right? And then, of course, the earth element that you may find is the most prominent through this full moon, being an earth sign. The earth element being about staying grounded and feeding yourself and your soul even. Feeding yourself, taking care of your body and your physical surroundings. So how can we do all of those things to set proper intentions? And how can we set our intentions also to take care of those things? Because something didn't work or something was just like, done. And now you are a little bit back at square one. Or wanting to revisit a something. Okay, Pisces? So, let's move on to what the universe is pointing out. The universe is pointing out Virgo energy again. We got lots of Virgo. So there could be a Virgo, someone with significant Virgo placements that you are being presented with on some level. If not, if this is like an archetype or something that you need to sort of look to embody these elements within yourself. These are the elements of protection, the elements of not just being grounded, but being centered in protecting your home and keeping your space sacred, as well as motivation. Motivation is a challenge for the Knight of Pentacles. So you could meet somebody that's challenged with motivation. Maybe they require just a little nudge or two, and that could be a bit of a sort of defective character that you have within yourself, or that this individual you've attracted has, and it might be distasteful, but don't let that be the cover of the book that ends up being the best novel ever written that you missed out on because you had to just give it an extra push to open up. All right. So that is the valuable advice that we are receiving at this time from these 3 cards only. Let's see what else. Okay, so there's some burdens that you need to lay down, or some projects, ideas and goals that you have that you need to repurpose or, tweak a little bit. But this really is about like having a heavy load to carry, a lot on your plate, and you need to just sort of make room for new by putting things down and repurposing things. And that's happening within your subconscious. So this could have a lot to do with ideas, with like just the idea of the goals that you have set. You could be a little bit too idealistic with some goals that you have. Goodness gracious, with maybe some things that you have on your bucket list. You could also just be tired. Like your dreams are weighing on you, or you're so exhausted you're not even really able to process your dreams on some level. But there are gains to be had. I feel like you're going to really benefit from, dealing with what makes you tick with regard to how you see yourself in the future. Now, in the past, maybe you were like a great lover and just not really committed, and now you've sort of decided what it is that you want, what it is that you're looking for. Or maybe you just want to reconnect with being a great lover and not committing and having some fun with people. But your intuition as well, like following your heart and doing what feels right, is really something that you have connected with in your past, and that, it might be what is informing what the near future has to offer. Okay, so the near future is, excuse me, it could be lacking in challenge. So maybe emotionally you need to sort of be okay with not fighting. Be okay with not fighting. If fighting is something that if conflict is something that really motivates you, maybe you have to be, maybe the true challenge is, can you stay motivated through, stay motivated in like the mundane world of life, right? This could also be that, you're looking for a reason and it's not there. You could be used to being in conflict and fighting, and now it's like, oh, this is what having healthy relationships looks like. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm not used to this. And it's just going to be something new that you sort of have to take in. It doesn't have to be like a friggin' struggle to get what you want. And your attitude is actually really great. Like, you recognize what it is that you bring to the table, and you probably have experienced being recognized on some level on how great you are. And yeah, also maybe that's something that you want to attract as well, as that positive affirmation. So it starts with you and your ability to do it for yourself. And that's challenging. We have the Sun. So people see that you're very consistent, that you're full of joy, that you have like a very positive, maybe sometimes even childlike approach, which is not childlike in terms of being immature, but childlike in terms of like wonder, in terms of capacity for growth and ability to foster growth. The sun makes a lot of stuff grow. The sun, when reversed, I mean, it can burn shit up, but it really is, the driving force between, photosynthesis and us getting our sufficient levels of vitamin D. So that's real. It's just also about joy and consistency, really, because the sun is, our infinite source of energy. I mean, it's a star. It does eventually lead to the state of, like, what is it, supernova? Some astronomy for you. But that is certainly not in the near future. Okay. Two of Cups. So balance with your emotions and spreading the message of love, and even just communicating that you strive for emotional balance, that is a goal that you have for yourself. It's a hope that you wish to achieve, and that maybe your fear is a little bit centered in being imbalanced with love. But sometimes if you have had toxic tendencies, or like if you're wanting to get out of cycles of codependency or toxic behavior, it could be that you might like try to run off in the other direction when emotional balance is presented, or when you begin to embrace that or naturally fall into place on that level. So that's something that you might want to keep in mind, or be a little bit more aware of, so that you don't miss out on any opportunities. And even if you do go through that aspect of your cycle again, just see it as like a little baby relapse period or moment that will be a memory in the distance, and that you can completely learn from, and should not ever beat yourself up over for nothing. Okay? And you're a Pisces, so this stuff, like, it can come naturally. At the same time, it can sort of venture off, and the current can influence things in ways that you would not expect. But that's okay. We're not here to beat ourselves up. We're here to learn and grow. We have the Hierophant, so this Taurus energy is going to come through. Some more earthly energy. This could have to do with contracts, agreements, spiritual advisors. This could have to do with like your own integrity to commit to virtuous ways or virtuous ideals that you have set your intentions to do. So this could be about like conventional ways, religious dogma. Sometimes it's about that. I find more so that this is about just having like a healthy spirit, especially in the domestic realm, and just really trying to like foster a certain element of integrity when it comes to the space that you create for yourself. Integrity and more so accountability. I feel like the Hierophant is all about accountability. But it's a representative of sacred unions, of spiritual expression, the Hierophant. So those things might be something that you want to outline even on some level, so that you don't appear like you are completely withdrawn and cold and still not over things that you have been through in your life. That kind of came through oddly, Pisces. So something is making your heart icy. Maybe so marriage might not be your jam, and that's totally cool. It is not essential. But the idea of commitments, the idea of accountability, the idea of agreements. Okay? Agreements are very sophisticated, and it's not about signing a piece of paper and committing till death do you part. It's about revisiting those things on a determined schedule. It's about being willing to change, open to receive critiques, and also open to receiving positive feedback. So there's a lot involved with that. So these are lots of things to think about when you're setting your intentions on what it is that you want. It might not be marriage, but what does a healthy, committed relationship look like? It's like not a ring around your finger. It's like, what does having somebody's back mean to you? And what does them having your back? What does you having their back mean to them? Also equally important. Okay? So let's pull some oracle cards. Got some angel cards here, sharing my childhood nostalgic love for a classic deck. And we have got gratitude, counting your blessings, Pisces. Counting your blessings. And we're also keeping it spiritual AF here. So let's pull one of these oracles. I want to like frequent the different oracles that I have every so often. Right now these two are speaking to me. You might make it a little bit darker for when it's the new moon. All right. Go outside and do shit. All right. Go outside and do shit. It's been proven all over the place that trees and nature and fresh air and all that shit help fight depression, anxiety, addiction, and pretty much anything else that might ail you. All right. Find some place to put your feet in the grass or the dirt or the water or anywhere that's not concrete. A 5-minute nature break can reduce the amount of shitty thoughts in your brain drastically AF. So go out there and do shit, Pisces, and we will catch you next time. Bye for now.